we need to talk about what happened this week in Disney, specifically in the Contemporary Resort. Before we get into this episode, I just want to give people a bit of a heads up. We will be discussing mental health, suicide, and so if that is a fact that could affect you or triggers you, please skip the episode and we'll return to our normal scheduled programming on Sunday, I promise you. Why are we talking about this? World Mental Health Day was last week, and I think it's really important for people to understand that the stigma around mental health is changing. Unfortunately, the Disney community is generally very good at being open and being able to talk about these things that are so important to each and every one of us. I want to start by saying that the news story that came out on Tuesday of somebody unfortunately committing suicide at the Contemporary Resort is, of course, disastrous for them, for their friends and family, and is also sad for the wider Disney community to understand. There was some misinformed elements of reports, and we're not going to dig into them, but I want to discuss a broader issue here, which is how come we, even now in 2025, think that people feel this is the only way out that they have. There are services that we'll come on to at the end for people to be able to reach out to should they need to, but I want to talk about it specifically how it's affecting Disney and Disney hotels. For those that don't know, there's been an issue for a long time in Aulani, which, as you can see here, looks wonderful. Aulani, if anyone who's listened to the podcast for more than a minute knows, is one of my favorite resorts out in Hawaii. Beautiful beaches, beautiful views. But there was an issue that was coming around that has begun to permeate through other Disney resorts as well. Funnily enough, you used to be able to put do not disturb signs up on your door, which is an obvious thing you'd expect in a hotel, as where now the sign actually says room occupied rather than do not disturb. The reason why it says room occupied is because Disney can come and conduct a welfare check on you, as they call it, but also you can think about it a way of making sure the guest is looked after, the guest is cared for in a way that you would want to be looked after and cared for. It's kind of sad that we even need this as a topic of conversation. At Aulani, as mentioned previously, they will actually, on check-in, tell you that they will come and do what amount to welfare checks on day 2 and day 5. The fact that that's needed is quite sad because they went through a spate of individuals who were booking the hotel rooms and unfortunately not coming out of them again. Unfortunately, this creates an illusion, and I think a real contrast as to when we talk about the most magical place on earth or the happiest place on earth, a real contrast with how that affects mental health. Disney parks are supposed to symbolize joy, symbolize excitement, family and friends, especially when you think of it as the perfect vacation or holiday for our non-American listeners. Disney itself very rarely comments on any of these things, and there's some quite odd historical rumors about Disney will never pronounce a guest to have died on their property. They take them off first. That's nonsense. You feel free to read many coroner's reports, and the location of death is in Disney World. I think the reason why it's important for us to talk about this now is because there will be somebody you know. There will be somebody who is close to you. There will be somebody who is struggling. And to the friends and family of those people, just ask them if they're okay. Sometimes all it takes is a word, a pat on the shoulder. Tell the people around you that you love. Tell them that you love them. Tell the people that you care about them. And if you are the individual who is struggling, there are services and options available to you. If you're in the US, 988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can talk about any number of factors as presented there on the screen. It's confidential, it's free, which I know, of course, is a problem sometimes with American services for healthcare in particular, but this is free and confidential. Feel free to reach out to them and please use that as a service. If you're in the UK, you can call 111 if you're experiencing a mental health crisis right now, and there is a mental health option on that 111 call line for you to be able to speak to. I wanted to talk about this because I think this is a factor that's really important, not just for you, the listener, or the Disney community, but it's something that has affected all of us, whether that be personally or somebody that we care about. I wanted to get this across, and if this reaches as much as one person who is currently feeling like those difficulties apply to them, you are not alone. You will never be alone, and this world is better off for having you. I really hope you can seek the help that you need, and believe me when I say, people will be glad to see you. People will be glad to answer the phone, and people will be glad that you're in their life. I appreciate this has been a bit of a different episode for Monorail Memoirs. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming on Sunday of far more happier and cheery topics. But as I mentioned, if this reaches one person, it's been worth it. As always, please stand clear of the doors. Bye, everybody.